Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kramer. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Minnesota. I live on the east side of the Twin Cities, very close to Wisconsin actually. Alright, I'm looking for myself on my tablet. Half the fun of doing... Whoa, sorry, you don't need to hear me twice. Alright, and I see this is crooked. My camera must be crooked today. Sorry about that. Half the fun of doing lives is being able to interact with you. So we are actually using some designer series paper and we're going to make a kit for me. So I thought I would walk you through the process of how I'm going to do it, and maybe that will spur some ideas and hopefully some questions. So thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it, friends. All right. I think we're just going to jump in, and as people join us, they can see what we're doing. Hello, hello. All right, if you have, okay, this is where we are. Let me know if I can ever help you with Stampin' Up! Questions or orders, or I would love to have you on my team too. Celebration ends today, but we will have round 2 of celebration. I think it's July and August, and I meant to check that, but later in the summer. All right, so if you have your mini catalog handy, we are using the beautiful designer series paper from, I don't know if you're in camera, from the Symbols of Fortune suite. It's on pages 22 and 23. This picture does not do this paper justice, and this, actually both of these are just absolutely beautiful. I love satin ribbon. It's so soft and easy to tie and everything. I believe these are unavailable, and I think the dies are unavailable. So we're just working with the paper today, and I have a little bit of these to work with too. So this is the Symbols of Fortune designer series paper. All right, so the colors in here, and I thought I would show you the colors first. Oh, let me know if your video's okay. Mine is bad, but I think there's all 3 of us are on the Wi-Fi right now. So the colors in this suite, in the paper anyway, are Soft Succulent, and I think I have these mixed up, Smoky Slate, Evening Evergreen, Crumb Cake, which I think is kind of interesting. Wait till you see, I'm sure you've seen it before, but Calypso Coral, just a little bit of that in there, and black. And then they do have white in there as well, and gold. Now, for those of you that have seen this paper, do my videos do this justice? This paper is stunning. You can see the gold foil there. So that looks like marble to me. I could see using this with other suites too, right off the top of my head. I can't think of what I might pair it with, what stamps and colors. I think a pink would be pretty. Maybe Mary Merlot. But I can't think of what stamps I would use. I don't know. So I'm going to show you the front and the back. I don't have too many full-size pieces left because I've started making my kit already. So there you can see, is that Evergreen? That's Evening Evergreen with the a version of Calypso Coral. It is kind of different. And then there are the cranes with the gold foil. I die cut or hand cut, since I don't have the dies or the stamp set. I hand cut one of the flowers and one of the cranes. So there's our crumb cake in here. Isn't that cute? That butterfly is precious. I should have die cut some butterflies, so we can talk about that. I don't know what those are supposed to be. Isn't that pretty? So I'm curious, those of you that have seen this paper, do videos do this justice? I don't think photos do. Some bamboo. I believe this is ginkgo. And look at that scene. Isn't that pretty? Very peaceful. We need that in our lives these days, don't we? I don't know what those flowers are either. They're pretty. The vein or the stem, trunk, whatever, is gold. That's some pretty pink, very pale. So I always think of Calypso Coral as being this bright. So that one is very pale. It's like a muted Calypso Coral. We already talked about that one. And then the last one, again, the stems or trunk, whatever, is gold, and then the white fluffy flowers. That's beautiful. So this is one of the few full sheets I have left. It is 12 by 12 designer series paper, by the way. And as far as I know, it is available. So, all right. hello, hello. Hello from Florida. We actually had a beautiful day here too. It was in the 40s, if you can believe that. All right, so, oh, where are we? Where are we? So I knew I wanted to cut up my designer series paper and have that be the focal point, because it is so beautiful. Have that be the focal point of my kit. And that is usually how I make my kits. I focus on the designer series paper and then I add stuff to it. So I did not intend on showing you this, but from Freshly Made Sketches, I found 4 sketches that I thought would work well with this pattern paper. That's 570, 438, 434, and 201. They do have over 500, obviously. 510. Sorry, I can't read sideways. That's 510. They do have all 500 of them listed on their website. So if you search on Freshly Made Sketches, I believe it's a blogspot website. And I'm not very creative when I use my sketches. If you look at other people's interpretations of sketches, and the recent ones they do show you, they have designers that, and I always see these shapes as pattern paper, but it could be stamping, it could be something else. So this one really struck me. So I have some paper cut already that I thought would work for these designs, and maybe we'll move forward and then I'll show you what I have. So first, like I said, I hand cut, just quickly, fussy cut they say, the flowers and the crane, because I don't have the dies, but I believe the dies do cut these 2 out. I can't remember, sorry. I think they show you. If you're interested, I can find out for you. So we're going to take our paper and we'll just start with this first one here. So I just kind of guessed that I would want that rectangle piece behind. This one's pretty. Let's use this one. I'll bring my cutter into. So to make a kit, like I said, I start with the designer series paper, and then I make sure I have lots of cardstock in the colors that are in the paper. That way everything ties together, and it's really easy to work with. Really easy. So I kind of think that back piece would be 3 by 4. So that's what I did. So this is 12 inches. Can you see? I'm going to move that there. Let's go back into view. So if I go 4, let's do 3 inches. So I'm going to cut a 3-inch strip off my 12-inch sheet. So now that's 3 by 12. And we're going to cut that down to 3 by 4. And I will get 3 rectangles. And I can use either side. I can use the gray and white with the gold, or I can use the muted Calypso Coral. Let's bring in some cardstock. Okay. I had a piece of gray, or not gray. Yeah, gray. Let's just put this here. So if I look and compare my 3 by 4 to that piece, that does come out pretty well. Then we will take, I love this piece, and I want to think about which direction I want this to go. So I'm thinking that this is going to be the piece behind the circle, and then I can also use them for the piece, the horizontal piece here and those. So I'm going to cut it, I don't know, I'm guessing. I don't know that these sketches have measurements for you, but you try it and see if you don't like it. You have lots of paper to work with. I'm going to cut off a strip that's 1 1/4 inches, and when I'm using, I'll say those smaller increments, I do use, let me grab my take your pick tool. Whoa, goodness. I do use this side of the cutting blade. So the blade is going to go here. So I think it's easier to put most of my paper here, and then if I want 1 inch or 1.5 inches or less, I would put that 1.5 inches on this side. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I want to cut a strip off here. So I'm just going to go 1.25 inches. And the measurements are right under the plastic piece. So there I have my 1.25 inches. And this one I want to go the whole width of the card, which is 4 1/4 inches. And so, there's my 3x4. There's my 1 1/4. Maybe the design you have, you want it smaller or wider. You can just modify. I think what I'm going to do when I'm done with, when I have my kit ready to go, I will come in here and write what sizes I made those, just for future reference, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time I go. All right, so we talked about, I have a tub. Actually, it's a Longaberger liner, basket liner, that I keep my die cuts in. Some of these I did just create. And so for my focal point, there's some of that mother of pearl. Can you see how that's sparkling? Let me stand up. See how you can see that sparkling, since I can't stamp on it, as we learned last week. And then I can put my sentiment right in the middle. Isn't that pretty? What else was I going to share? Speaking of the mother of pearl, and then I will look at questions. This was Stays On ink, and you can see that Stays On ink does dry on this. I found very few other inks. Actually, I found no other inks that would dry on this mother of pearl specialty paper. I had to emboss the colors. I did write a blog post if you want to see results from last week's video when I talked about specialty papers. All right, so I'm going to play around with these a little bit. All right. Doesn't look like people have questions yet. So we can play around. We can put this other piece here. I don't know if I like those very much, but what about the other side? Nope, that doesn't work either. I do have some other ones cut. Those are not my long ones. Oh, here. What about that? That's not long enough either. I haven't cut enough pieces. All right. So let's move on to the other sketches. So that's what I would use for pieces here. And then I actually have a pile of them I've been cutting. So then we can just mix and match. Here, let me show you how I do that. I thought I had... Sorry, I need to cut some of those. How do I? Nope. Let's cut them out of... Ooh, let's use this. 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. Give me a couple more options to play with. So I'm going to have very few scraps. Right now, those are the only scraps I have. Let's do one more. Let's do this one, the bamboo on the crumb cake background. So I always make sure I line up my paper across there. And then we're going to cut one at 4 1/4. And we'll see if that's not long enough. I wanted one at 5 1/2. All right, we'll leave that. We'll put that to the side. So we can mix and match and play around with our shapes. I have tags. Now let's see. I really like the oval. We don't want to add more colors in there though, do we? How about this one? Put a sentiment on there, a couple gold, or actually with this one you don't even need the gold because I've used the non-gold side. What does it look like the other way around? Ooh, that would be pretty. Here. This one. See, just mix and match. So my idea is that I will cut up the rest of my paper and make sure I have enough card bases and liners. That's what I forgot. I forgot liners. Enough cut, and then I will store them in a box. And then while I'm watching TV, I can be creating cards. Let's see. What else? And you can, whatever you have on hand is what you use. This punch is a great option. So I just have a rectangle of coordinating cardstock. This is soft succulent. Sorry if this is kind of loud. So there's just rounded corners. I can add the flower. I could do opposite corners. I could do 2 corners. I'm on a roll. I'll just do all of them. All right. And maybe that's our focal point. You could stamp a flower and color it, or a larger sentiment, you could layer it. I don't know if I do that. That one doesn't look quite right. How about there? You could stamp on that, stamp on the green, and then stamp your sentiment on the gray. Just so many things you can mix and match. So these are all 3x4. We can even turn it sideways. So there's the crane. Let's say we don't want to cover him up, so we're going to move him up. We're going to play around with this a little bit. And then put that there, and put our sentiment there. That one I probably would put some gold accents on there, or something. We could add a layer behind there. Here, I cut full layers. I mentioned how much I love this one that looks like marble. What if we put that behind? And that, and that. I think this one actually needs a layer behind. So I'd probably cut a gray layer to go behind this piece with my crane on it so he stands out a little more. You could do gray or the dark green, the evening evergreen. And then, so that's, let me see what it looks like. Oh, I like it. It's hard for me to see things sideways. So these are all 3x4, which I think we've talked about using 3x4s before. Gives me lots of options. All right. So that was all about the first one. It'll go quicker these other ones. So here, to me, it looks like these three pieces are all the same. Let me clean up a little bit. And so I just cut some pieces, and I've cut, you can see here, I've cut some cardstock. So that'd be kind of fun to run this through an embossing folder to give it a little more texture. Let's turn it this way. I'm getting tired of looking at the soft succulent. Let's bring in a crumb cake. So there's a soft succulent. What if we did this? Oh, I think I made this card earlier. I didn't make it, but I can measure these two and then put that there. I think that kind of needs something behind it too. So this is how I work with sketches. I just kind of guess how big I think the pieces should be. What's that look like? That's not so bad. I think I would probably put another layer of evening evergreen behind there. I think it just needs a little more something. So these pieces are 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. So I have a stack of those. So I can make a bunch of cards using this sketch. All right, moving on. This sketch here, I have some pieces. Oh, come on. They're either 2 or 3 inches wide. It depends how wide you want it to be. And then I cut both some cardstock. You never know that was this gold. We had once, you'd never know that there was gold on the back and they're supposed to be glitzy. I'll finish my sentences, sorry. If you remember a celebration a couple years ago, we had a panda stamp set. Wouldn't he be cute as part of that? So that's the evening evergreen. There's what the soft succulent looks like. Let's put something there for our sentiment. What if we go thinner? Again, I would probably, if I use something wide like this, I'd either stamp on it or emboss it with an embossing folder. And then add some gems, or this one could be masculine, actually. I also cut, oh, there's some gray. That doesn't go with this, though. I don't think I like that one. But I do have some of these. I don't know what that is. It almost looks like a dandelion to me. I don't know if I like those colors. This is what you do. You just play around with all your bits and pieces and you make cards based on that. I'm going to put this together. I can't see what it really looks like sideways. Oh, I like that. But if you think you can't see this piece, tuck a little piece of cardstock back there. This is great for your scraps. Your scraps of cardstock. Oh, all those scraps that I create when I create layers for my cards, this is exactly what I would do. I'd put a little piece of white right there, and then maybe switch this out for gray. So that's our third. And then our final sketch, let's put these to the side. Let me clean up a little bit. It's starting to get overwhelming. Any comments or questions? Because I know that space is one issue for people. A lot of people don't have crafting spaces. I'm very blessed that I do have a crafting space. So people need to pull all their, wherever you store your supplies, you have to pull them out. Well, spend a couple days making a kit like this, and then when you have time to stamp, you can make a card in just a few minutes. Okay, so this last one, I think that back piece, the big one here, this one here, is supposed to be one rectangle, but I was in a hurry and did not draw very neatly. It kind of looks like it's two, so you could interpret that sketch any way you want. I really like the soft succulent. I had a gray card base handy. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Oh, here. We can use that as a piece. I don't know what happened to my gray card base, my smoky slate. All right. So this last one. Again, I think we're gonna try that 3x4, I think it is. 4x3. And then we'll put a layer here. Oh, those are very similar, aren't they? Just this horizontal piece was smaller, but you can just mix and match. Let's see. Let's say we want to put some, I don't know. I'm not finding the piece I want, and I'm running out of words, which is kind of funny, isn't it? All right. I would probably do something like this. No. Anyway, you get the idea. I think this is my favorite. We're going to go back to this, and I think we'll actually make this card. So you could put one here, one there, and then I think I would use this oval. I'd want it smaller. I have to turn it the right way so I can see. I think I like that. Let me turn it my way. I do like that. We're going to glue that down, adhere that down, which I don't have adhesive. Do I? I do not. What other ideas do you have? I thought I was ready. I thought I was. What other ideas what other things would you do to make a card kit? Let me put it that way. Oh, words weren't coming to me. Did I forget anything? Oh, embellishments. This is the ribbon that goes with this suite. Like I said, I don't have a lot of the suite, but this is very pretty ribbon. And then I just grabbed a bunch of other gold. This is even new. I think that's long retired. I think this is current, but I don't know if it's available. So I just picked gold. This was the Fine Arts ribbon. For embellishments, other embellishments, the gold cord that's part of the Simply Elegant trim would work well. I think we're going to try these little metallic pearls. I thought that might be kind of fun. Even these gilded gems would work with the gold in our paper. And I do not have adhesive, but I do want to make a card. So, oh, there's another die. All right. Let me pick up some of these pieces. Put things away so I can find them. All right, so lots of ideas. And I would probably pull off a yard or so of each of these ribbons to put in my card kit. So that, like I said, I can take that kit upstairs And while we're watching a movie or sports or whatever, what do I think I want? I don't know. Lots of ideas, lots of ideas. So, the color, Alma says she likes soft succulent a lot. I do too. We have a lot of greens, but since I do like to stamp things in nature, I do lean towards the greens. And yes, it is very pretty. They named it very well. It is a very soft color. Oh good, Alma says she likes seeing the different color combinations. That shimmery ribbon is soft succulent, looks silvery. This one, it is part of the suite that the paper's in. So, I don't know if you can tell, this ribbon here on page 23 of your catalog is this ribbon. This is why I like to buy a lot of stuff and then show you the difference between what's in the catalog, and this is why I wish everybody lived in my neighborhood and we could just get together and stamp. But videos will have to do. So, I don't know. We'll use this. This is very pretty. Alright. Sorry, I do need to step across the room and get some adhesive. And we're going to use Evening Evergreen for our, we're going to stamp a sentiment. And we are going to use Special Moments. I think I'm going to make a sympathy card. I don't think I need one right now, but you do never know. Alright. Thank you for bearing with me. We're going to get this card put together. Alright. I don't know that I want to use any of the gold. I really want green. Do I have... So, oh, we're going to cut this one. Stampin' Up! Really does a lot of the work for us, and these color combinations, I would not have thought to put gold with, I don't know, I would not have thought to put these colors together. I don't know why, I just wouldn't. We're going to cut some cranes here. And I would not have thought to make soft, succulent sky. But that's what they did. It just... Alright, which one are we going to do? Let's cut a few. We're going to cut one at 4 1/4, so that one will go all the way across our page. And then these little ones, we're going to cut one the same size. 2 1/2. I do like to hold the plastic, especially when I have smaller pieces. I get better cuts that way. Is this one 5 1/2? It's not quite 5 1/2, but it'll do. Alright. These other strips can easily go on the inside of your card too if you have extra long skinny pieces. Alright. We are going to do, I don't know, I didn't spend much time on that one. So we're going to have a layer in the back. Butterflies are so cute. I do have several little butterfly dies. You can see the crane's wings, so I'm going to make sure that goes upright. And we're going to put that there. And I think my sentiment will fit that way. I believe this, I don't remember. I can grab my celebration brochure. I can't remember if this is a hostess only or a $100 item. I think it's a hostess set. I don't read backwards very well. Here, I think this one says with sympathy. It's not going to fit. I need a different one. I know which one I want. So it was really fun just taking scraps of paper and then die cutting. This little die is actually from the succulent die set. That one's not big enough either. Alright, let's find one. I should have planned this a little better. There isn't any gray in there. Oh, here. This one. And that will pull in. There we go. I'll turn it sideways so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. We're going to do that. You can see I die cut some darker ones so that I could do layers. We'll stamp it and then we'll see if we want a layer there or not. I dropped one. All right. Has anybody made their own card kit? I know some of you got my Christmas Stamp-A-Stack, which is kind of like a card kit. That's what I was intending it to be. All right. I discovered a card kit. I think I made a video much like this maybe a year and a half ago. Maybe not that long. I don't know. I don't keep track. And I came across that card kit the other day when I was getting my new table set up. All right, this is a brand new stamp. I don't think I've used this one. So I'm going to stamp on scrap paper a couple times. What a nice font. There we go. You can see that I'm using my the Stamparatus mat that I got on clearance. I think it was $1.80. Excuse my head. There we go. I don't have any other stamps on my table. Otherwise, I might stamp some flowers or something back there, or a butterfly. That butterfly is so cute. Let's get some layers down. And then you can help me decide if we want the dark layer behind there. It's kind of funny that I'm not using the gold side, but I just really like these butterflies. I think I'm ready for spring and summer. And I love that all these colors just go through the whole package of paper. Just a little bit adhesive. Again, there's little wings there, so I'm going to put that towards the top. Now, do we just want that? I would put it up on dimensionals. Or, I want to see two. Do we want it with the oval or without? I think maybe popped up on dimensionals, that dark really sets it off. Oh yeah. Looking at with and without. So, I'm sorry, I can show you too. There it is with the oval. And without. I think both the dark green and the soft edges of the oval make a big difference. So, we're using it. I wish I had thought ahead to emboss this oval, but I didn't. I might do that yet tonight with some of these extra pieces. And then we will take some dimensionals. Tell these are from a paper pumpkin kit, I think. See, I can't talk and take liners off. There we go. There's that. Let's open this like a brand new package. And I'll show you what I do with mine. I'm going to close that. I'm going to take, here's a little tip, my scissors, maybe. There we go. And slit that open. Just use the gold. I guess I could use the silver because there's no gold anywhere else on there. I need to see what I'm working with. I'm using the putty end to pick up a pearl. And it's real quick just to place them. Odd number in a triangle. So there's 3. I think I do want more though. We'll do 5. I like them either spread out like this or in a row. So sometimes you'll see I'll make cards and put 3 here, especially if I have different sizes of embellishment. I'll put a large, a medium, small, or a large in the middle and small on either end. And there's our card. And then to put these back, I put this end in first. And now I don't need to take them out of the envelope. I can just pull them out this way. That's how I store a lot of my embellishments. All right. There's our card today. So watch my website and my Instagram and Pinterest, and I'll make a few of these cards with this kit. So there are the sketches. Oh boy, sketches that I used, and then all my pieces. I have a lot of them. I can make lots of cards. That marble is just stunning. So, lots of ideas. Lots of ideas. So I hope I meant to show you. Here, let's put one more card together. Since I didn't do this. I didn't show you what these look like. I cut these just 1/8 of an inch smaller than a card base. Sorry, one more. And then I would use liquid glue so that I could make sure I get that lined up just so there's a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. And for this one, I thought I would use this biggest die and put him on there like that. I need a sentiment though, so I would put, where's my take your pick tool? Those do come out very easily. I'd probably do something like that. Maybe put some green down here to offset that. That green needs to be wider. More like this. There. Let me see what it looks like. I like it. I might even make that card yet. So, that's my idea. I hope you make a card kit with paper you have on hand. I did have 2 other ideas for tonight's video, but sadly, the first 2 things I thought of are not available. And that's the magnet board, which I have some fun ideas. So when that comes back in stock, I will be sharing a video about that. And then the other thing was the Tulip Fields stamp set and dies. It's the dies set that has the windmill. Very fun to play with, but that is not available. Lots of people, I think, are anxious for spring. So when that becomes available, I will do a video on that. Again, I take requests. If there's anything you want to see, let's put this here in the middle. Thank you for joining me. Let me see if I have any questions. And thank you. Oh, I'm glad you guys agreed that it needed the oval. I think we've all been stamping together enough. Oh, well, I'm glad you did find us, Kathy. She said she had trouble finding us. Thank you all for joining me. I do enjoy these videos, so thank you, and have a great week. And I'll be back next Monday with some more fun ideas. Take care. Thank you.